Hey guys, what's going on? Mike the Caveman Q here again from Paleo Problem Island and MikeTheCaveman.com. Today's question is, are you eating way too much protein?
I'm the caveman.
And the answer is highly unlikely. Now, let's be very clear this right out of the gate. The DRI, the dietary reference intake for protein, has no upper tolerable limit, meaning there is no point at which the current literature says that protein intake is too high. In fact, researchers found that daily intakes of over 3 grams per kilogram, or roughly 1.4 grams per pound of body weight, will have no negative effect on the human body. Yet, interestingly, if you look at most of the guidelines for how much protein you should be taking in a day, it's roughly in the range of 0.8 to 1 gram per kilogram, or essentially 0.37 grams per pound of body weight. Now, with the reference individual, you may also see that as 46 grams for a 125-pound female, or 56 grams for a 155-pound male. If you extrapolate those numbers out to a 2,000 calorie diet for a reference female and a 2,600 calorie diet for a reference male, that's going to be roughly 9% of their daily intake coming in from protein. Now, let's be very clear what that number actually represents though. That number is the minimal amount of protein you need to take in to survive. That is the minimum amount that will prevent muscle wasting, not how much protein you should actually be taking in a day. Now, this video came about due to an article I was briefly featured in regarding this exact topic. But out of respect to the author, at his request, I'm not going to link to the article itself. But either way, when he originally approached me, I turned it down because the premise of this article is fundamentally flawed. And in it, they actually reference 0.35 grams per pound. And the problem with that is, that's even below the normal recommendations. Now, I understand the reason why that number was given is it's an easy number. We said before, 0.37 is the minimal amount that's recommended. But the fact of the matter is, that number simply represents the amount of protein you simply need to live. Now, as we addressed in the very beginning, there is no upper tolerable amount of protein. Yes, if you go past a certain point and you're overconsuming calories otherwise, yeah, you're gonna store it as body fat. But protein does not cause gout. Fructose is more likely a bigger driver, and we've talked about that before. Protein does not cause kidney damage. However, if you have pre-existing kidney damage, yeah, you may want to limit your protein. We've talked about that before too. There are conditions where you may want to limit your protein, things like PKU and MSUD, but those are genetic disorders that you're born with. Other times, when you're looking for a super strict therapeutic ketogenic diet, so we're talking about 90-10, so 90% fat, 10% protein, yeah, we might want to look at that if we're combating a severe case of epilepsy or neurodegenerative disease or cancer. Then yes, 90-10 might be beneficial in that case. But if we are talking about people looking to optimize their health overall, nope, no good. Besides the muscle wasting and death we mentioned before, what are some other potential consequences of inadequate protein consumption? Well, we're looking at things like brittle hair and nails, even hair loss. We're looking at inadequate bone development, inadequate liver function, and we've talked about that before, the importance of protein in the production of liver enzymes. So how much protein should you actually be taking in? Well, a safe, easy reference number would be around roughly 100 grams if we're talking about a 2,000 calorie diet. That would put you at exactly 20%. However, certain populations, like growing children, the elderly, people who are engaged in intense physical activity, are probably going to want to get closer to roughly 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you really want to dial it in and calculate your macro percentages, roughly 25 to 35% of your caloric intake will likely be a good idea, because research has indicated that range is more effective than even 15 to 20% in terms of overall body composition and biomarkers. Moreover, this may actually account for a lot of the similarities seen in low-fat versus low-carbohydrate studies, in that most of those studies are done isocalorically for protein, meaning that both groups have the same amount of protein. And when those are in that 25% range to 35% range, that is when we see the best benefit, and we see weight loss and better improvement on biomarkers on both of them, regardless of whether you lower your carbohydrates or your fats long term. So protein may be more important than anything else in terms of both body composition and overall health when it comes to the macros. So your biggest takeaways are that no, you are unlikely consuming way too much protein. The The fact of the matter is that most of the recommendations that you're gonna see are based on the minimum amount to survive, the minimum amount to avoid muscle wasting. If you actually want to optimize your health, you're probably gonna wanna look at roughly 20 to 35% of your daily caloric intake coming from protein, which is going to roughly equate to about a gram per pound body weight, or as a simple, easy number, at least 100 grams a day is a safe bet. But if you want some more information on some of the other topics we talked about, take a look at the videos over here. Either way, hope it's helped out. You know what to do. Like and subscribe down below. Share it with your friends. Head over to Instagram and Twitter and follow me at Mike the Caveman, over on Facebook at Paleo Problem Island, and of course, over on MikeTheCaveman.com. That being said, have a wonderful rest of your day. Stop listening to the vegans. Go have some protein. And I'll see you tomorrow. And that's why the whole meat's gonna rock forward.
I'm the caveman.